Okay then, Helldivers, we are back. We have got a lot to go over today. The major order is venturing through, and our minor order is actually doing okay. We could take a look over the Galactic war map and also take a look into the Discord, where the Baskonator has been answering some interesting questions, one of which revolves around the Coyote, the brand new incendiary AR. And we've also got some more conversations happening on the Discord with regards to Shams Georgiani and how it is the team are handling. Nonetheless, so with that being said, we're going to dive into everything you guys need to know today. If you haven't already, smash that beautiful like button and subscribe with post notifications turned on. It'd be so greatly appreciated. Make sure you check out our incredible sponsor, Instant Gaming, which right now has an offer up on Borderlands 4, which we may well be streaming on the channel at some stage, so stay tuned to that one. Links in the description if you want to get your hands on that. And we're doing a giveaway here on the channel if you want to get involved with it. It's very, very simple. Head down to the comment section and put a simple flame emoji and it'll enter you in. We're actually announcing the winner to that one tomorrow, so make sure that you stay tuned for that. With that being said, let's dive into the game and see what's happening right now in Helldivers 2. So right now, the Galactic war map is looking pretty damn spicy. We can see right here through our major order, we've managed to collect one of the defense out of all 7, and our minor order is to liberate Galactic. Now, as it stands at the moment, Galactic is the target that we're going for, as we've got around 24 hours remaining on Akmar and Pandion for the defense operations. We can essentially gambit this one straight through, and it seems that you guys are definitely going for it, as it will knock out 2 of the defenses from the Terminids on the major order and complete the minor order at the same time. We're currently 56% of the way through on this planet, and you guys are absolutely running rampant over there, with tens of thousands of you guys being on that planet right now, being the most populated planet of Helldivers on the solar system at this moment in time. The dispatch for the recaller's rifle stratagem availability had ended just yesterday, so make sure that you're aware of that one before you dive on in. And yeah, the table is looking pretty damn crazy right now. I'm not too sure what's going to happen with the Illumina or the automatons, but things are ramping up absolutely everywhere, and there's not much space for what we actually own. So we'll have to wait and see what it does. But until then, head over to Galactic and do your part. Moving on, though, we have got a lot to talk about, as people have been wondering what's going on with the next patch inside of Helldivers 2, as we didn't actually have one this week. People are getting really intrigued as to what it is that's happening, because, well, performance and quality control is definitely something that they need to be focusing on at the moment. Somebody asked if we'll get a patch next week instead, and the Baskonator stated that they don't have anything to share yet, but they are currently working on the next one. So with the fact of them working on the next one, hopefully we'll receive something on Tuesday. It's always good to know that they're definitely hard at work, but fingers crossed something good comes through. As due to Shams Georgiani's comments over the last week or so, a lot of people have been worried about the AR Coyote being the main target of nerfing happening very soon, although the Baskonator has confirmed that she hasn't heard anything about it at this point in time. So we may well be safe for it. I'm aware they're not just going to tell us that they're nerfing something pre-nerf, but the likelihood is if it's gained this much traction and this much attention, I can't imagine they're going to do it, because, well, it's had a negative response, to say the least. So fingers crossed the Coyote will stay as it is at this moment in time. But balance is likely to be the thing that they focus on the most. Somebody stated that I don't know if anyone at Arrowhead will ever see this, but I wish you guys would work on balancing things more. This event looks so fun on the Dragon Roach. Spawn rates are so high that it's unfortunately not fun at all. My group had been playing since launch, and we just completely bailed on a level 8 yesterday because it stopped being fun. This is a problem that we're seeing from a lot of people at the moment. So fingers crossed it doesn't cause that much of an impact, but Jojo has stated that he saw it. So fingers crossed there is some balance changes and some performance updates that happen over the next week or so, because realistically they are actually in a position to be able to do it. Now, a lot of people have been making the argument that Arrowhead is only a small development team, and expecting them to do all of this and be able to give balance patches and performance updates and do all of that stuff on the side, as well as creating new content, they don't have that many people. We need to give them a bit of a break. Now, the way that Arrowhead actually works, as confirmed by Shams, which we'll get into in a second, is that they essentially subcontract via sub-development teams. Sham stated right here that a lot of Helldivers is made with the help of partners, but the overall direction and final balance of stuff always rests with us. Wushu also helped create cities together with us as well. So Wushu Studios are a development team that have been interlinked with Arrowhead, as well as a few others that have helped generate a lot of the new content that have come into the game. For me personally, although Arrowhead may well be small, the fact that they're interlinking and collaborating with other studios essentially says that there's a lot more people working on this game than we may well think. Therefore, there is not really a reason why we should not be receiving those updates and patches and even a bit of communication coming from the studio itself. My thought process was to go along the route of what it is that Destiny does with their TWAB this week in Bungie, if you don't know what that means, and they give like a weekly update of what it is that's happening behind the scenes, what they're working on, what their focuses are, and what they've been changing. And the Baskinator had a question from a player asking about their blog system, and we've heard about this a lot over the last year or so. We've even heard about live streams and so much more, and the Baskinator stated that I would love to do that. We have tried to start up various developer blogs. I really like doing community update blogs, but the approval time made it really hard to get them out while the info was still relevant. So we'll have to brainstorm some other ways to get them out a bit faster. So what that tells me, or at least in my head, the way that I look at things, is that they are doing a lot of things very last minute. To be able to get a blog post up for a patch that they've already systematically provided would be pretty damn easily, unless they were working on that patch all the way up until release. We know full well that live service models do work on a consistent rotation, and the way that they work on them is a little bit difficult, I'm aware, but fingers crossed we can get something, because I think that a weekly update from them, regardless of there being any patch update at all, just communicating would cause for a massive, massive impact for the community. We're all really tight-knit in this community. Just knowing the information is so much better than us trying to guess. So let me know in the comments, would you want them to do like a weekly blog post just letting us know exactly what it is that's going on and where their focuses are right now? Let me know in the comment section below. And while we talk about the comment section below, we've got to take a look at the previous video where we were talking about the gloom actually spreading. The devs acknowledged a load of stuff, and we saw an incredible concept coming up from the Reddit from one of you guys that really focused on a laser shotgun. You guys actually had a lot to say about all of this stuff because it's been a little bit hectic right now. This first comment states the dragon roaches would be manageable with sensible spawn rates, but not when you kill one and another one is already on the way. Now, yes, that is exactly the case. I don't actually know why they are spawning so fluently. If you guys know what it's like over on the Illuminate sector, the stingrays are essentially the same equivalents as the dragon roaches. Obviously, the dragon roaches take more damage and it takes a lot more to take them out, but nonetheless, it's still relatively similar in terms of the structure of what the enemy is inside of that faction. So why it is that it's coming so freaking often, you do see the stingrays a lot when you're on the Illuminate sector, but even on a level 10, you'll maybe come across one or two of them every 5 to 7 minutes. It's not very often, really. So I'm not too sure why they're doing that, but that's not all you guys wanted to talk about. This next one states right here, Arrowhead definitely needs to go back to the old liberation system we had before. In this operation, it's become more than clear how ridiculous it is having 30,000 people on a planet is more effective than 60,000. Gakrux was fine to liberate, but as soon as the number of simultaneous players went up to 100k, everything went down the drain. Now, I don't actually know full told exactly how their liberation system works right now, and I feel like it's something that they tinker with quite a lot, but again, I might well be wrong. It's not factual. Fingers crossed they come to a point where the liberation system actually makes sense. It's been a complaint now for a little while, and I know full well that it's definitely making a large impact on the Galactic War. So if any of the developers are able to bring any insight to that, then we'll make sure that we can give that to you at some stage or another. And finally, this one right here is absolutely huge. As we went over a message from the Baskinator stating that the dragon roaches were meant to be a real menace. And the person that was actually having that conversation with the Baskinator commented on the video and states, again, to once again rebuttal to Baskinator telling me they're meant to be a real menace. Well, yeah, but so is the Hive Lord. It's just weird that the dragon roach kills me faster in heavy armor than the Hive Lords do. Also, let's not forget that the Dragon Roach feels an incomplete enemy when compared to stuff like Hulks, War Striders, Bile Titans, or Factory Striders, in that even when you shred the Dragon Roach's wing, it doesn't die or get grounded or destroy its bile sac, does not prevent it from breathing fire. The dragon roach also has a wasp-like stinger on its throat, and it doesn't use it. And I can't help but feel like, as a consequence of the dragon roach, feels like the worst enemy design in the game, even when compared to the Leviathan. Now, I do think that that might well be a bit of a stretch. I don't think it's the worst design in the game. I just think that the way that it operates is probably not the greatest. Like, being able to shoot down the wings should essentially mean for me that if there are holes all over the wings, it should be grounded down to the floor, and that's where it should crawl around. But then at that point, there's different animations that are running in play with that one, and then the enemy type works completely differently. So maybe that's why they haven't done that. Although what they should have then done is reinforce the wings to not make them 0 AV. It's just a really weird operation, and hopefully they figure it out soon and come up with an answer. Nonetheless, if you want to feature in the next video with your top comments, then make sure you hit me up in the comment section below. The top voted will go through to it. Thanks again for watching, guys. That's all we've got time for today. As always, up until the next time, I'll see you in the clouds.